new grass because I've never had to. And a lot of our folks are in that boat. So we kind of like the idea of annuals. And several years ago, we came on this idea of planting some diverse cover crop mixtures. We worked with J.B. Daniels from NRCS and some others on this. And this past year, we had a couple hundred acres of what we call raised crazy mix, which is one of these really crazy mixtures of forages on about 28 different farms. We had workshops, drew about 600 participants. Lots of interest in this, and nothing more than it's just kind of a gimmicky thing. It's a way of getting people interested in doing something to change their system. And so I've talked for years trying to get people to plant sorghum sudan for the summer, and they're like, well, okay, whatever. They never get it done. Then we came up with this raised crazy mix idea, and people come up to me, what is that? I want to know more about that, just because it sounds crazy. I mean, so it's sometimes you take desperate measures, but if you can get people to try something, usually then they'll go on and they will do something with their system. So that's the logic behind this, but we've got lots of alternative forages that will help balance the system. And we have lots of producers recognizing this is a really good time to do something with your system. We've probably got a little bit of money left over for one of the first times in a long time that we can invest, and we need to be thinking about our base problems like fertility, the fescue problem, some of those things, so that we have the ability to get the job done. It is kind of crazy and how you manage this kind of a mix. This is sunflowers and radishes and turnips and cowpeas and sorghum sudan, millet all together. And again, this is one of the great things about this. It's a teaching tool. Our goal here is to kill fescue and to add soil and improve soil health. And this diverse mix of plants will help do that. Again, I'm out of time, but I just want to tell you that this raised crazy mix is not a static thing. It's not just one formula. We've been evolving it over the last 4 years, and this is this year's summer mix. About a 40-pound an acre seeding rate, and you see the different species there. Cowpea and sorghum sudan are really the meat of the thing, but we also throw in some sunflowers and some of the brassicas, radishes in there this year. So we have a lot of interest, and a lot of people are going to be planting it again this year just to see kind of what happens. That's the man right there, Ray Archuleta. If you've never heard him talk or know of any of his soil health stuff, he's a great guy to have in, get people interested. Had a lot of workshops. This is the class down there in Raleigh with all the crazy mixed plants. We watch the roots out. So again, this has been a tool to try to get people interested in, look at what's going on under the soil and what they can do with their system. Needless to say, the stuff you get away from you, and people really learn a lot about, man, this stuff really grows fast. And so we had some people that just sort of stockpiled it for late summer grazing, and that's, unconventional, yes. Cattle wasted a lot of it, but they sure did kill the fescue, as I find it. That was their goal. So, and a lot of fun. A lot of these workshops. This was a cowpea that we stripped out of one of these plants. It was up a big sorghum sudan plant. That thing was 16 feet long. So some of these forages will just blow your mind what they'll do. We've never had much experience with them, most of them. So get out there and try something if you've got a spot. Final word. I think one of the barriers to our forage management is the fact that it is the fences, And so lots of folks are starting to realize that if we put a little bit more effort into our systems, do some temporary fencing, and again, this is some of this crazy mix stuff that this particular producer got about 1.7 on average daily gain through the summer on this mix. But he knows how to use temporary fencing, and that's a challenge and something that is not something everybody knows how to do. Really easy and fun. Something you've got to take off. Okay, I'm going to end on this slide, and the reason I put this in is I'm really looking forward to this scene in about 6 weeks. Okay, this is Ray's crazy winter mix, and this is our farm last winter, and it's one of those things you kind of rough these calves through the winter, and then they get on something like this. And you can just stand there and just about watch them grow. So we need to be thinking about how do we use that compensation, how do we get some real high quality stuff in here. That calf would not be gaining like that if he was grazing fescue, toxic fescue at this point. So we need to be, again, some niche uses of some of these forages are really great things to do.